Why would you use something outside of yourself in an attempt to fix what you feel about yourself? Not a good idea. So, if you're so used to seeing your worth through the lens of being the caretaker all the time, then you're setting yourself up for some self-harming thoughts, emotional pain, anxiety, and probably depression. You sometimes question your self-worth. Okay, talking about self-worth, I guess that's where we are today. We're talking about bolstering your self-worth. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Habiba. I am a registered mental health and substance use nurse. My major is in global mental health, and the main reason for creating this platform is primarily to promote your mental health and well-being. Welcome everyone, it's PMH by Abby, and it's another exciting, informative episode. So stay tuned till the end. I promise to make sure you get so much vital information that's gonna stick with you as long as always. So, talking about marriages, I was chatting with a longtime friend, or do I say professional colleague, sister. Saw her status and we got chatting. I met her 9 years ago, by the way, and apparently she was celebrating her 22nd year's wedding anniversary. I saw her old pics compared with her new pics, and I just started laughing. You know, when you look at your old pics 22 years back, especially with this dude who I don't even know, and seeing them now still tough, still together, growing stronger and more beautiful. I just kept laughing. Like, oh my god, look at the difference, they've grown. My friend and I chatted so much more on how scary marriages are these days, and all the dramas, the violence, toxicity coming from here and there is so sad. We should celebrate more of love, goodness in marriages. But the moment you start questioning your self-worth before that person or before your spouse, that's a problem. Before you get to that point of abuse, violence stuff, there should have been something shaky, which is your self-worth. So that's where we're going. That's the topic for today. So the question is how to solve the problem of self-worth, not the marriage. That's not my topic today. It's not marriage counseling. There has been a rise in mental illness in the last few years across the globe. And as a mental health expert, I can tell that the root cause of mental illness is attributed to pervasive low self-worth amidst other factors. The leading cause of disability is not just due to cancer or physical illnesses, but mostly depression, which is also linked to all of this. Anxiety, depression, substance use disorders, all of this has an undertone of a low self-worth. It started from somewhere. It was not just a diagnosis that you woke up with. Something underneath was not resolved. Let's resolve it here now. Wait a minute, I'm giving you guys lots of information for free. Just do me this beautiful favor. It's a request. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to pause for 1 minute. Yes, I'm going to pause for everyone to subscribe. Please, if you've not subscribed, kindly do that now. So I'm going to be asking you these 3 questions. My number 1 question is, how would you demonstrate valor in what you're doing, knowing you are worthy. My own answer to this is I can tell many of us will choose resolving conflict over violence. Some of us will choose love over hatred. Some of us will choose kindness over irritability. Tell me what you're going to choose. Please put it down in the comment section below. Let's try to engage and see the differences. So the next question is, if your self-worth was not at stake, what would you have dared to dream? About there should be something called freedom. I don't mean you should be so free to the point of not having boundaries in some things, but I mean some sense of worthiness in this respect should allow you to be free. I would answer my own question, and that's I would do more amazing things. Talking about amazing things, okay, I can do amazing things. What do you think you dare to dream? Put it down in the comment section below. I want to know. And I want to believe you also do amazing things. But let me know in the section below. Last question will be, what would you stop doing if you knew you were already worthy? I'd like to know that. Leave that as well in the comment section below. For me, I will stop waiting for validation from some people. I know sometimes we are best friends with our spouse, we're so much fond of them that most times we want to ask them for something, or we want to tell them this, tell them that. It's normal. And I'm not saying you should stop, but I'm just saying, there'll be limitations to some extent, like do some surprising things, show them, okay, I can do this, you never know. So stop waiting for validation from people before we leave or perform those things we are capable of. That's what I would do if I was to stop doing something, knowing that I'm worthy. So tell me what you would do, or what you would stop doing. So I'm gonna pause at this point for everyone to subscribe. I'm taking so much of my time to do this to make sure you get the best of information to promote your mental health and well-being. So guys, please subscribe. Okay, let's get into it. According to the American Psychological Association, self-worth is an individual's evaluation of himself or herself as a valuable, capable human being. While according to the National Institute of Health, self-esteem reflects the way we see ourselves. So when it comes to self-esteem, it's a situation of having all of those material things. I have houses, I have cars, the moment you place your self-esteem on that level or that pedestal that, okay, once I have this, I feel good about myself, that's only the time you have a high self-esteem. But then you have low self-worth depending on the person, or the kind of caliber of people you're walking around with. So you can be very wealthy, you can be that billionaires. The moment you place your self-esteem on that level or that pedestal that, okay, once I have this, I feel good about myself, that's only the time you have a high self-esteem. But then you have low self-worth depending on the person, or the kind of caliber of people. When you have a high self-worth, it's very unconditional. Trust me, that is constant. Nobody can shake it. Well, there's also this part of how confidence relates to it. In my own perspective, like when I was growing up, I remember, going back to my late teenage years into my early 20s, I was really trying to find myself, know what I want to do for myself. I was so projected into the future. I needed so many accountability for my actions, and I was going into it. I was too busy with myself, trying to figure out what I can do best for myself. The point is, I love me so much, enough to concentrate on what's next with me. If that makes sense. So it's a function of appreciating that means I was too busy with myself, trying to figure out what I can do. I don't know how to express that, but I'll say I'm trying to live a life that expresses me rather than seeking to justify me.
So one thing I did most then was self-talk. Self-talk is what no pill can fix. You need to always be there for yourself when life gets rough. No matter how many people you treat well, and no matter how many friendships you have gained, if you don't love yourself, then all this means nothing. You can tell your younger self, oh, my younger self, I'm sorry for denying you opportunities, or denying you those opportunities because I chose fear over happiness. Tell yourself that and move past it. Your younger self, right? Do you know why some people do not like feeling worthy? Some of them fear that if they get into fulfillment or full satisfaction with themselves, they might not be motivated to grow. Some people feel it will be arrogant to accept themselves as worthy. Don't think about that in that direction, please. It's okay to think about yourself as worthy. You're not being arrogant. You're just being you. Some people feel feeling worthy is impossible. It is possible. Highly possible. For most people, their self-worth is tied to their achievements when they're supposed to base it on the fact that they are humans. Stop aiming for perfection. Just embrace your humanhood. This is who I am. Be vulnerable. Talk to people about your problems. I mean, problems are existing before you were born, and when you die, they still exist. So why are you thinking your problem is the worst of it? It's not. Somebody else has also experienced it. Of course. Probably they just didn't voice it out like you did. And for you to voice it out, you are the stronger person. Yes, that's what it is. You're not going to let yourself be engulfed or be eaten up into isolation and depression for not speaking up. So all you, my friends, all you, my loved ones who speak out, you are the best. It is okay to be vulnerable. So I'm just going to tell you best way to fix your unworthiness if you are in that space. You just have to be honest with yourself. Ask yourself what's working for you and go for it. Realists are often just dreamers who got their hearts broken along the way. Why do you want to get stuck and say, I'm a realist? Let's just be realistic. Come on, life is not that hard. It's flexible. If this is not working, go this way. What do you know that you wish you didn't know? Maybe something is wrong with your health. I mean, just be honest with yourself. Life is full of ups and downs. I was still telling a friend yesterday, oh my God, this happened to me at work. Blah, 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 blah. And she was like, okay, Abiba, do it this way. And I'm like, you know what? Like, whatever. I'm just going to be myself, as I've always been. So, it's just that sometimes you just want to talk and just peel it out and just like, okay, get over it. It's what it is. Just follow your freedom. That's where I'm going. Yes. In a world that everything feels good, just go on with what feels good for you. Okay? What skill set do you have, or what skill set am I using when I am the most inspired? Ask yourself. We do live in a perfectionist society, and that can be definitely draining or hard for anyone. It can drive some people crazy. I don't aim for perfection, to be honest. I don't expect that from myself anyways. I don't know about you. I always leave room for, okay, I'm not perfect. I leave room for, there could be mistakes. But I still try to be the best version of myself. That's all I can do. And I'll always celebrate my little wins. So taking action is also very critical. Connecting to your truth, connecting to your body, connecting to your joy. It's very critical to do all of this. So guys, all I'm saying here is ask yourself what's working, what is not working. Don't let fear and criticism hold you back. What is something you are afraid to admit to yourself? What is something that you know is true that you wish wasn't? Just follow your freedom. Follow what feels good to you. But how do you know what feels good to you? Trust your gut. It's way easier said than done, I know, but pay attention to your feelings. Keep a joy journal if you can. Make a note of moments that lighten you up and inspires you. Ask how to connect your inspiration with skills, because when we are acting through inspiration, there is an absence of fear.
Some of us don't know how to take care of ourselves, but you know what? I'm going to help you. Now stand right in front of the mirror, look up into the mirror and tell yourself, hello, gorgeous. Hello, pretty. You know what you're going to do again? You have to be the best friend to yourself. Treat yourself like you are your own best friend. It's okay to do that. Another thing is, say nice things to yourself. Create a relationship with yourself. Create a relationship with a part of yourself that might feel vulnerable. Write down all those things you're grateful for. I can't overemphasize on that. Those little things do matter. Be grateful for them. Write them down. It's also important. Talking about self-respect. It's not all about giving. No. You should receive sometimes. I want to receive just the way I give. And please, when you give from a place of abundance. Don't give from an empty cup. That also sets you up for emotional pain. And that's why you see some people, they say, oh, I give him everything. I gave her everything. I did everything for her. I did everything for these and that, blah, 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 and this is all I get in return. You shouldn't have such a pain when you give from abundance. I've heard stories about marriages where some people would say because they gave her everything or they did everything for her, they want to get everything back. That's insane. I'm sorry. Did I just say that? Yes, it is insane. You want to get everything back? Really? Interesting. Tells a lot about who you are or what you were growing up as a child. Well, whatever you have been as a child, it's not your fault. But when you grow up and you're seeing things like this on TV, or you're getting to know what life is all about, why don't you drop those things and grow the new you? Life is not about blaming and creating excuses. I used to know Professor Oseni when I was in an IFA prep. He would say excuses are for failures. I think I buy to that. You can create a new you. You can adopt new measures of how best to be your own best version of yourself.
And the last part, which is action, talking about engagement. Clarity comes from engagement. It does not come from thoughts. Decide on something that feels good and makes you feel good, right? So make a commitment. You can adjust along the way. Like I said, I am very flexible. Thought paralysis is far worse than doing things improperly. You don't learn anything by overanalyzing, but you always benefit from engagement. I hope you guys enjoy that. That's all I have for you today. So, well, I can add some things like forgive yourself, reflect on circumstances that led to your past mistakes, acknowledge those pains you're experiencing and identify what you learned from the situation and say, I forgive myself in a very kind way. You also have to understand self-acceptance, like this is what it is, this is who I am, this is my passion, this is my path, and I gotta walk through it, being stronger day by day. So that's another one. And you have to be there for yourself. You don't have to wait for someone to come and save you. No one's going to come and save you the way you want it. But the moment you start self-talk, and I'm not talking about soliloquizing or something, I'm just saying, like, try and always get into your inner self when you're meditating, see what's going on around you, understand you're you, and probably talk to yourself the way you would talk to a baby. Oh my God, Abby, why did you do this? Okay, I forgive myself. I'm human. It's okay for me to make mistakes, but I'm not going to repeat this mistake. I'll make sure I take accountability for it for myself. But I'm going to love myself more to understand that, oh, it was a mistake. Sorry, hon. We can do better. Okay, next, I'm going to do better. And I'm going to adjust everything that I didn't do well before. And I'm going to give myself a big hug and a big kiss on my cheeks. Yeah, I celebrate my wins. So be there for yourself. Don't wait for someone to come and save you. And connect with supportive people. You know, be vulnerable. Don't see it as a problem. See it as normal.
So this episode was quite robust, and if you listen to the end, thank you so much. We talked about how you can actually take care of yourself. This is hard for some people, but it's okay. That's why I'm here to give you those tips to promote your mental health and well-being. So we also talked about things or thoughts that people process in their mind that makes them feel they shouldn't be worthy. You can go back, listen again. Don't make those kind of thoughts. You should be worthy. There's no reason why you shouldn't feel worthy of yourself. You're human. Embrace that humanity in you. And then we also talked about those tips or actions you can cultivate over time to help you bolster your self-worth. You don't have to abuse your self-worth to material things. It's about this human, that special person you are. Remember to be the best friend to yourself. As much as you have lots of best friends, I do as well. And I love them. And I think I love myself more. So thank you all for watching. You all are so amazing. If you watched this to the end, trust me, you yourself would know you learned something. And if you did, subscribe. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't hesitate to like, share, click the notification bell, tell a friend to tell a friend. This might be beneficial to some other people. You might feel, oh, I have all of this and I know who I am. I got a great sense of self, which is great. But you might have someone who needs it. And the goal is to reduce the numbers of people suffering from mental illness. The goal is to help promote our mental health and well-being. I will say it's a wrap for now, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. I love you all.